Hello, everyone, and welcome to South St. Paul High School for CTN's live coverage of the 7th annual South St. Paul Girls Basketball Holiday Classic. Joey and Howie Shapiro up above, and Howie, the Cardinals come in 0-6, facing a Concordia Academy team with a 4-2 record and two girls putting up a ton of points.
They really do, and the Cardinals, not only are they facing this foe today, but they're facing influenza. The flu has run through not only their players, but their coaches. Marina Nyberg, who we'll talk about in a minute, she's been out the last 3 games with the flu. Cheyenne Siner and Mackenzie Wilkins out today because of the flu, so they're going to be tested.
Well, and you mentioned Marina Nyberg. She missed the last 3 for the Cardinals and had a 0 in the game that we did the game before that. So 4 games since she has put a point on the board in a role she was expected to be a leader, although just a sophomore.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And she's going to have to be a leader here tonight if they're going to win and get to the championship round, because they're going to need her to score points. They're going to need her to pick up the slack from a couple of the girls who will not be here. And they're just going to need her to lead this offense.
And as we talked about, South St. Paul, a kind of two-headed team. One girl going for the 1,000th career point tonight. The other, a big gun in the middle that's just a sophomore.
Michaela Walter, 13 points away from 1,000. And she is, as you talked about, almost 20 points a game, 19.2. And they have an opportunity here to Concordia to see if they can get off to a quick start using their scoring. They're very similar in offense, but both will run a quick offense.
Well, and we should see a good matchup in the middle with Newman and Porish. Both sophomores, very similar in height and style. It'll be interesting to watch that matchup tonight.
No doubt about it. And Coach Peterson came up and said they're playing their twin here because they're both very similar styles. Both are going to be regarded to lead the middle and get the opportunity to get some opening underneath.
Coon Rapids hoping the return of their point guard will help them spark and run the offense a little better, but has to bounce back very quickly, does Marina Nyberg, trying to make up the absence of a couple of other starters. Early three-pointer on the way from Walter, doesn't go. Scramble on the floor, Porish kicks it out. Nyberg has it, Cardinals on the run. Kohler down low, spins, shoots. That one's off the mark. 3 Concordia players there, but getting it right back, a bucket and the foul for Jessica Kohler.
Kohler did a nice job of staying with the miss, and again, there were 3 Beacon players there underneath the basket to get that rebound. Any of them could not handle it. Kohler was right there, able to put the shot back up, and in an opportunity now for a 3-point play from the stripe.
And she is able to do just that.
You know, I talked to Coach Peterson, Joe, and I said, what is the biggest key for you guys? And she goes, consistency. And it's kind of been a theme all year long, is being able to put together 2 good halves. And that's what they're going to try and do here tonight.
Beardsley at the top, watched by Morehouse, able to force the turnover. Ball collected by Porish. And Nyberg will push it on the run. Too much on it, batted around. Nyberg back in. It's out off of Nyberg. But the Cardinals had a couple of chances at another offensive rebound opportunity.
They did, and they had the numbers, and Nyberg did a nice job to drive to the bucket. Unfortunately, she could not finish, and the Cardinals couldn't get that rebound. But again, the Cardinals are being aggressive early on offensively, trying to build this lead.
Beardsley up top. We'll hand it up off to Walter. Against Nyberg, able to get a hand in, batted away, recovered on the far side by Clara Paul. Back up top to Walter. Tight defense from Coon Rapids. Newman underneath in the post, gets the foul. It'll come from Carly Anderson trying to bring the double team. It'll put Newman at the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, and again, the Beacons trying to work their inside game, trying to get that ball underneath to exactly who they want to in Annika Newman.
And the first one will roll out for Annika Newman.
Newman averaging just a little over 17 points a contest here in this early season. Actually, they're 4-1. There was a misprint in the prep basketball hub.
Offensive rebound, and then the ball kicked loose and recovered by Walter. Resetting is Paul up top. Little pump fake from Fall, hands off to Beardsley. Jumper for Newman is good.
Oh, nice job by the Beacons to work the ball around the perimeter, finding Newman just behind that free throw line. She's able to drop it. 3-2 lead for Coon Rapids.
Cardinals patient on offense. Kohler up top. Walter got a hand in on her. Kohler trying to drive to the basket, spins, can't finish, and it's tracked down far side by Claire Paul.
Well, I like the effort by Kohler, but she's got to be able to finish.
Steele and Anderson on the run. We'll leave it off for Morehouse. Left hand is good.
Good dish, good defense by the Cardinals. Turns to points.
Three-pointer is off the mark for Walter. Rebound comes to Beardsley. She comes up short, gets her own, and then it's tipped, deflected, and stolen by the Cardinals, going back the other way.
Boy, no contact called there. The official was saying it got ball, and there's an infraction. I'm going to call that one on, I think on Walter.
There's a look at the dish from Anderson to Megan Morehouse.
That was a nice job by Anderson with the steal and then the wherewithal to be able to get the dish to Morehouse.
Porish in the high post, working in against Newman. Now we'll kick it back up top. Nyberg thought about the three. This one tipped away out of bounds. It'll stay Coon Rapids basketball.
Oh, you talked about Nyberg not getting any points in the game. We did last, and she's averaging 8 points a game in the three that she's played. And again, she needs to better that average here tonight.
Nyberg up top, down low to Porish, and she will score off the glass.
Oh, and that's one way she contributes. Nyberg does a nice job down low to the dish to Porish, and then Porish with the finish. 7-2 lead for Coon Rapids. Another steal for the Cardinals.
Another steal, and Porish on the run, takes Newman in. No contact called, but Porish able to get it back. Blocked again, and on the run is Walther. She's bumped near midcourt.
Yeah, I think it's called Nyberg.
By Nyberg.
Yep. Shannon Moore in the lineup for Concordia.
Up top, right side for Moore, hands off for Walter. Pull-up jumper is good. She's got her first points of the night.
Yeah, now she's 11 away from 1,000. Coach Mark Paul, when I had a chance to speak with him before the game, said this is something they hope she can reach that milestone here tonight.
It's a steal for Newman, denying the inbound pass to Kaylee Porish. Paul dishes. Here's Newman driving to the lane, kicking out. The shot is short for Hegredus, and the Cardinals come away with a rebound.
A good job by the Cardinals getting the rebound underneath.
Frazier lost the handle trying to get to the baseline. Ball out of bounds. Jessica Kohler will check back in and replace Megan Morehouse.
No, it's unfortunate for Coon Rapids. A good opportunity to extend their lead, not able to come away with the bucket this trip down. Now they go back to D and trying to play a tight D.
Paul right side for Moore. Hands off to Walther. 17-footer won't go. Newman got the rebound. Knocked away from Hegredus, and on the run is Marina Nyberg. Breakaway and finish.
Yeah, good job by Nyberg. Quick hands on the defensive end, able to take it down to the bucket and score for the Cardinals. 9-4 lead.
Three-pointer is off the mark for Walter. Newman there for the rebound again, blocked by Porish, who recovers.
Kaylee Porish playing a nice role for the Cardinals here early on. As we talked about, Cardinals still looking for their first win, would like it to come here in the opening round of this tournament.
Moore got a hand in on it, recovered by Walter on the run. Ball poked back. Second chance won't go for Paul, and we've got a foul against Paul trying to follow.
That'll be the third team foul for the Beacons.
Tipped away out of bounds. Cardinals keep it. A 9-4 lead, 12:55 to play first half.
A little pressure defense coming from Concordia, trying to trap the Cardinals.
Full court trap, thrown all the way down court. Porish underneath to Morehouse, got it to Kohler. And there's Nyberg, a wide open look for three. This will come up just short. And the rebound underneath by Walther.
Well, good thought by Coon Rapids. You pop it back up top to Nyberg. She did have some fairly open, nice look at the basket.
Frazier got a hand in, knocked it away. Carly Anderson checking back in for the Cardinals. Clara Paul, watched by Morehouse up top, right side for Walther. Moore, the top of the key. Walther driving to the paint, and the left-hander is good.
Well, that's why she's close to 1,000 points. Very good basketball players, well under control.
Pushes it to Morehouse, and Walther with the steal or the block at the other end.
Cardinals holding on to a 3-point lead, 12:05 remaining in this opening half.
Porish had position underneath. Good step up by Walther to force that shot off the mark, and Newman has the rebound.
Yeah, Walther did a nice job defensively because it made Porish change what she wanted to do, put a little more on that shot than she would have liked, and it came hard off the backboard.
Newman faces up, tried to kick it underneath, but Morehouse able to jump in the lane and get the basketball. She will run down court, stop up, back to Nyberg. Long three, it's good.
Now, and that's what they're looking for from Marina Nyberg, as the Cardinals are going to take a 12-6 lead and call a timeout. I think Coach Peterson wants to talk about a little bit of defensive opportunities for them, but nice job by the Cardinals in increasing their lead. 11:31 remaining, Joe, and now this is where the consistency plays into part. Cardinals, again, will want to continue to try and drop that lead as Marina drops that three.
5 points coming on two of her last three shots of this first half, helping the Cardinals to that 6-point early lead.
You see Coach Mark Paul talking to his squad about you got to be a little more aggressive on the defensive end.
Michaela Walther will handle the throw-in for the Beacons.
Now, both these teams coached by first-year coaches. Coach Paul said he didn't have an opportunity to really scout Coon Rapids, but he knows they're a quick, athletic team.
Nyberg getting a hand in on the pass and forcing Walther at least back deep to recover.
I like what the Cardinals are doing defensively here early on, Joe. They're really limiting what the Beacons want to do.
More bobbled it, but recovered now in a little bit of a trap against Frazier. Got it to Newman, found the corner, partially blocked. The rebound by Hegrenes, kicked out, and it's tied up. Possession arrow favoring Coon Rapids.
Yeah, good hustle on the defensive end that time by the Cardinals again.
Paul waiting for her at mid-court, so she gets it over to Morehouse. Frazier back up top for Nyberg. Three-pointer for Anderson is short and back out of bounds. It'll be Beacon's ball.
Still, I like the thought for the Cardinals. Again, getting looks, passing the ball to an open player. And that time she had a nice look at three. There wasn't a defender in her face. Unfortunately, she just couldn't get it to drop. But I like the aggressive way the Cardinals are played really on both ends of the court.
Paul runs right past the screen attempt by Newman and continues to bring pressure against Paul. The pass tipped away by Nyberg out of bounds.
Yeah, the Beacons need to make an adjustment offensively because Coon Rapids right now is getting the best of them on the defensive end.
Pass across. Beardsley steps in the lane. The shot won't go. Porish the rebound, pushing it up court quickly. And a strip at the other end as Thone went up. It was just taken away by Clara Paul.
And Clara Paul did a nice job of, when she came down with that basketball, of keeping herself in bounds so the Beacons will retain possession of that ball. Almost a steal by Morehouse.
Three-pointer won't fall. Thone can't control the rebound. Newman has it underneath. Back to Beardsley. His short jumper is too short. Recovered by Thone, but given right back. Second attempt and a foul will send Annika Newman to the line.
You're going to get Thone for that foul? Nope.
It's going to go against Megan Morehouse.
Yep. The all-important free throw that time. She does a nice job of dropping the first one.
What number is that, sir? 14. She's in. She's in, but you got to stop her.
Alyssa Moore
All right, here we go. Release.
in the game for Concordia.
Just the rules.
And she's able to hit them both.
And you can see pressure defense again by the Beacons.
Thone in some trouble, got it back to Anderson. Far side Frazier, Morehouse to Porish. Little ball fake, goes in hard and scores.
No, just a nice job, and Newman didn't want to pick up that infraction. That time Porish able to go between them, back to a 6-point lead for the Cardinals.
Alyssa Moore. Tipped, Frazier tips it further away from Moore. Paul down low to Newman, spins to the lane and gets one to fall.
Now she paid Porish back for the last bucket. Newman did a nice job of stepping to the inside and just a little bit of a turn and able to score for the Beacons, 14-10, Coon Rapids.
Porish high post working her way in against Newman and draws the foul.
Well, Porish being aggressive underneath, and that I know what something Coach Peterson told her to be. So we're going to have to go at her. We're going to have to be able to score underneath as well as looking for that perimeter shot, and then she gets an opportunity from the stripe.
Unable to cash in on the first one. Porish able to make one of two. A 15-10 Coon Rapids lead. 8:45 remaining in this first half.
Yeah, and Kohler will check back into the action for the Cardinals.
Michaela Walther across midcourt. Right side for Beardsley. Up top for Alyssa Moore.
And that
pass to Shannon Moore goes through her fingers and out of bounds.
Yeah, she took her eye off the basketball for 1 second, I should say. And off her hands.
Pass tipped, went off of Anderson out of bounds. Was Newman getting a hand in the passing lane?
And they're trying to work a play underneath the basket that time, but good defense by the Beacons. Doesn't allow her to field the ball cleanly.
Into Newman in the post, kicks it back out. Moore is way off from three-point range. Nyberg has the rebound, gets around Newman, and the Cardinals come up court. Nyberg driving to the lane. Tried to float it off the glass, a little too much on it. Walther the rebound. To Moore. Trapped up, tied up by Jessica Kohler.
I'll stay with the Beacons. A nice job by the Cardinals to tie that ball up underneath. You're going to see Kohler from behind. And Anderson also.
Shannon Moore. Pass was too far in front, taken away by Morehouse. Breakaway at the other end, and she scores.
That cannot make Coach Paul happy. Again, one player went the other and threw it right to Morehouse. And give her credit. She was able to take it to the court to increase the lead to 7.
Bobbled by Walter, regains control. Nyberg there on defense. Beardsley at the top, right side. Paul with a ball fake. Tipped away by Anderson, but recovered by Beardsley. Left side, Walter for 3. That one won't fall. Tracked down far side. And it's out off of the Beacons.
Again, with 6:50 remaining in this first half, Cardinals just have to do a good job of maintaining that lead, seeing if they can make it grow, but continuing also to play solid defense.
Porish in the post, kicks it out to Nyberg for 3, no good. Long rebound to Morehouse. Shoots, that won't fall. Porish battles for it, has it, and that's going to draw the foul underneath. The Concordia Academy fans thought it was a charge. Instead, Kaylee Porish battling for that rebound, regaining it, and getting the foul.
Let's see it again.
Against the
charge, or
Beacons.
did she take a step? You know, she may have taken a step as well, but nonetheless, Cardinals will retain possession.
And it will go against Michaela Walter, who's able to force Porish to miss on that attempt. Down court, pass is blocked, taken away by Marina Nyberg. Football pass downfield for Porish. She's got another foul. This time, it's on Becca Erdman, and it will put her at the line again.
And defense leads to an opportunity. There you see Porish trying to get the bucket, but she's going to earn them from the stripe. But good defense leads to this.
Porish able to hit the first. Six points in that sophomore post battle on each, but Porish will make it 7.
And then increases the Cardinals' lead to 9.
Morehouse stepped in a little late, reaches in against Clara Paul, and picks up the foul.
That'll be the 4th team on Coon Rapids, and the Beacons just one away from a bonus situation for Coon Rapids.
It's the 2nd for Morehouse.
2nd for Morehouse.
Quick passing, gets it down in the corner to Erdman. Shot is in and out for Paul. And a long downfield pass again by the Cardinals. Morehouse waits, shoots, misses. Tipped around, out of bounds. And it's off of Megan Morehouse.
Fortunately for the Beacons, the Cardinals did not score a bucket there, but Coach Paul has to let his players know they have to have somebody back because Morehouse was all alone waiting for that pass.
Out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Beacons. And a timeout by Concordia Academy.
Yeah, one of the things that Coach Paul talked to me about before the game is that the one thing that worried him a little bit, you know, they've had a little bit of time off from the break, and he would wonder how his girls will respond here in this game. And so far, I think he probably would say to them, you know, we have to do a better job defensively, but also get a better look at the basket. Find a way to break what Coon Rapids is doing on defense because it's been hurting them all this first half so far.
Well, Concordia Academy went to that full court press, and Coon Rapids the last couple of times just stretching from the very start. While Concordia is in their half-court offense, they've got someone else at the other end of the court.
Exactly, and that's what I think Coach Paul will have to be concerned about.
So be it.
Coach Peterson for the Cardinals has to be pretty happy with how well her girls are performing at both ends of the court.
Yep.
A little bit of a concern maybe about how many second chance opportunities the Beacons have had through the first part of this first half. But other than that, they sitting with a 9-point lead with 5:45 to play.
Well, and the last thing she just said was keep it going, and I think that's the biggest key for Coon Rapids is keeping the intensity going, especially on the defensive end, and because that's really taking Concordia out of what they'd like to do.
Walter to inbound from the far side, gets it into Clara Paul. Backs away from Frazier, right side for Walter, watched by Nyberg. Hands it off for Beardsley. Up top is Erdman, and now Newman in the paint. Puts it on the floor, gets to the lane, the bucket and the foul.
And that's a big play for the Beacons because you get your big player underneath a little more active, and she's able to get to the basket, get the foul, and now an opportunity for a three-point play. That's the 5th team foul on Coon Rapids. Again, you're going to see it's just a nice job to step around the defensive player for the Cardinals, and then you see where the infraction was. And I believe that was on Morehouse. Is that correct? Did they call it on Morehouse?
No, it was on Kaylee Porridge.
Okay. I saw Morehouse come out.
She misses the extra. So it's 19-12 with the Cardinals in possession. Marina Nyberg working against Clara Paul right down into the corner. And now back up top for Nyberg. Driving, floater won't go. Thone battling for the rebound, but can't come up with it. Taken away by Annika Hegrenes.
Well, good thought by Nyberg. She did break her down off the dribble, but again, just too much on that
Porridge
shot.
got a hand in on that pass, but it's recovered by Hegrenes. Up top is Paul. That pass tipped away by Porridge, and Thone will come up court for Coon Rapids.
On smartly, she slows
Nyberg
it.
for three. It's short. Tracked down by Frazier far side. Up top, Anderson, Nyberg, and now Thone will step up and hit the left-handed jumper.
Well, nice job of the Cardinals regrouping after the missed three from Nyberg. And again, a little defensive lapse by the Beacons, allowing Thone with a pretty easy shot. And she drains it.
Back to a 9-point lead for the Cardinals. Walter has room. Three-pointer is no good. Rebound out of bounds to Concordia.
Well, I believe just 5 points for Walter so far, and the Cardinals have been doing a nice job of I think Nyberg's been doing the most opportunity to stay with her, but doing a nice job on her so far, limiting her offensively.
Walter having trouble getting it in. Finally, too tall on the pass for Hegrenes. Able to recover. Newman with a lane, scores.
Again,
Frazier ducks back to Nyberg. And Walter gets in the lane, but tips it out of bounds. Nyberg cross midcourt. Right side for Thone. High post, Porridge, little fake and a charge as Beardsley steps up.
well, I think the Concordia fans are happy because they thought maybe there was a charge earlier on Porsche, but let's see it.
Well, this one's pretty clear. Good job by Ella Beardsley to get into the lane and draw the contact from the much larger Kaylee Porridge.
Now this is the situation where Coon Rapids has to avoid. Now, with possession over to Concordia and 7-point lead, they have to make sure, again, they come up strong on defense.
And Beardsley's going to turn it back over a little too much on the pass from Clara Paul.
Well, that'll help you.
It will.
That'll help you. And now we're seeing pressure again by the Beacons.
And a little different pressure. Cardinals trying to pass through it, but Newman got a hand on it. Beardsley able to stay in bounds over there. That pass a little too tall for Porridge to pick off. The three-pointer won't go. Rebound off of Paul, recovered by Thone. Walter gets a hand in, but saves it right back to Thone. Thone trying to get through 4 players. Cardinals with tons of numbers, and Nyberg boots it. Behind the play is Newman, and she scores again. That lead is down to 5.
Now, Cardinals may need a timeout here soon.
Porridge puts it on the floor up top for Morehouse. Left side, Thone. Drives baseline out to Porridge. Shot won't fall. Porridge battles for it. Rebound comes to Beardsley, nearly stripped by Nyberg. And now Paul will slow it down.
It's those close-in shots that you have to drop if you're Coon Rapids. Again, Porsche with a nice look underneath. Just got to get those to fall. Double dribble. Ouch.
Another turnover by Concordia Academy.
Well, Joe, I think it's important for Coon Rapids to turn that turnover into points in this situation. A little bit of momentum is trying to swing to the Beacon side.
Frazier gets inside, down low. Kohler gets contact, and will go to the line to shoot 2.
That's too bad she couldn't get that one to fall. That would have been a big 3-point opportunity for the Cardinals. Now she'll get a chance to earn them from the stripe. Again, a good push underneath the Kohler, and she's able to get the nice look at the basket, but can't get it to fall.
Kohler able to roll the first one home.
Big free throws for the Cardinals. They don't want to lose that momentum they've had for the majority of this first half.
Second one won't fall. Newman the rebound. Up court to Walter. Pulls up in front of Nyberg and hits the short jumper. Lead is down to 4.
That was a smart play by Walter because she saw the only player between her and the basket was Kohler, and she was able to use her speed to be able to create that shot for herself.
High post for Kohler. Kicks it out a little too short for Anderson. 15-footer is good for Megan Morehouse.
Good job finding Morehouse open for the shot, and she drained it. 6-point lead for the Cardinals again.
Runner won't fall, but Newman the rebound and draws contact from Kohler. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Newman is short on the rebound on the free throw.
One. Go ahead. Do it now. Yep. One time. Here we go. Play.
Able to make good on the second. 24-19 Cardinal ball with a 90-second remaining in the first half.
Again, they just want to slow this down, take some time off the clock, create offense, look for their opportunity. Don't force anything.
Ball batted away and stolen by Paul on the run. Comes up short. Following is Moore. She can't get it to go. Morehouse. Nice job stepping up defensively by Walter. And she is blocked by Morehouse. Out of bounds off of Walter.
Well, I think Walter got away with a little something there, so it's a little payback for Coon Rapids.
There's a whole lot of leather.
There was a lot of leather.
Frazier saves it back to Kohler, and she's got room to score. It's not out they drew it up, but they'll take that. A good look from Kohler underneath. Back to a 7-point lead.
Well, let's see if the Beacons hold for the last shot here or try to get something quick and then put a little pressure in on the Cardinals.
Cardinals able to get the steal. Anderson coming away with it. On the run, Frazier lost the handle. Hegrenes leaves it off for Clara Paul. 15 seconds remaining in the half. Walter for 3. That's a big one.
That's huge.
Down to a 4-point lead, 1 second, and at the buzzer, Anderson well off the mark. Coon Rapids will go to the locker room with a 26-22 lead, and they've got to feel pretty good about that. We'll talk with Coach Peterson coming up next on CTN.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
Back at South St. Paul High School, Coon Rapids with a 26-22 lead as we reach the break. We're joined now by Coach Deb Peterson. And Coach, nice to see your team with a lead when you reach the break.
Always. Lead is always a good thing.
Yeah, Coach, I think one of the things you talked about that we had a chance to chat about is defense. And I thought you guys played defense superbly, maybe up until a little bit of time in that towards the end of that half. Talk a little bit about the defensive effort from your squad in that first half.
I couldn't be more proud of how hard they came out initially. We got a little tired, which is when the defense got a little sloppy. But we'll catch our breath here at halftime and come out hard again in the second half.
You led by as many as 9 points, whittled down by that late three-pointer by Walther to a 4-point lead. What do you tell the girls to help build that lead starting the second half?
We have to do a better job of keeping the ball under control when we're on offense, especially when they keep pressuring us. We got a little squirrely there, turned the ball over a few times at the end of the first half, which, I mean, eventually is going to lead to points for them. So if we can protect the ball better on offense and keep it moving, we'll be fine.
All right, well, we'll let you get to the locker room. Thanks for joining us. Coon Rapids a 26-22 lead as we reach the half. We'll be back with first half stat highlights right after this.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against the wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams.
Michael Adams.
Students who miss 18 days of school in any grade risk falling behind and not graduating. Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
South St. Paul High School Girls Basketball Holiday Classic Round 1. Coon Rapids coming out and getting up to a 9-point lead in the first half. And they go to the break with 4 points in their favor.
Yeah, Coach Peterson, thought lauded the effort defensively that her team gave, and she talked about them being squirrely, and they fit in with us because we're squirrely all the time. But Coon Rapids did a nice job of making sure they didn't give up that lead, and I think that was the biggest thing to take out of that first half. Defensive strong for the majority of that first half, and offensive they did a good job of spreading it around.
Well, and for the Beacons, as we talked about, a two-headed attack. Well, their top two girls have 21 of the team's 29 points. Of course, Walther, who is now just 4 points away from 1,000 on her career as we start the second half.
Yeah, that three to close the half was huge for Concordia,
yes. And
they were able to get it to a 4-point deficit at half. It'll be interesting. We'll have a chance to talk to Coach Paul when he comes back, really what the tone of that locker room is and what he said to his girls coming out in the second half trailing by 4.
Well, a lot of action at the Coon Rapids and early from Jessica Kohler, who was a late addition to the starting lineup. The battle between Kayla Kaylee Porish and Newman at the other end has been everything anticipated. Both girls scoring well to lead their teams. Newman with 12 points at the break.
It was a nice look again. A little lapse by Coon Rapids allowed that basket by Newman.
Well, on both teams, a lot of turnovers. Late basket.
That was a
by
big bucket.
Kohler.
Big bucket for Kohler because it looked like they were going to lose possession of that. Able to keep the ball alive.
Good hustle by Frazier to keep it in. Cardinals have a 4-point lead. We'll talk to Beacon's head coach Mark Paul when we return. You're watching live girls high school basketball on CTN.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Oh, hi. I'm TV's Howie Shapiro. And when I'm not announcing CTN sports broadcasts with my sidekick Joe Yen, I'm watching all the other great programs on the CTN Studios YouTube page. There's news stories, great local events, and even full games. You can even watch on any smart device with a YouTube app. Whether that's your phone or a tablet, you can watch CTN's great programming wherever and whenever you want. You can even watch CTN's event coverage live. So no matter where you are, you can share in all the excitement. CTN Studios, building community through cable.
Back at South St. Paul High School, halftime between the Cardinals and Concordia Academy. Coon Rapids, a 26-22 lead. We're joined now by Beacon's head coach, Mark Paul. And Coach, what was your message in the locker room?
You know, we got started real slow, and we didn't take care of the ball real well. We need to come out in the second half, take care of the basketball, establish our style of play, and we just got to keep at them. They're going to come after us hard. They play a good brand of basketball. They play hard. They're aggressive, and we just want to match that and take them up one and just take care of the basketball and force them into turnovers in the second half.
Well,
Coach,
you were able to finish the first half well. We'll let you get back to your team
thanks
as
a lot.
we're ready to start the second half. Coon Rapids will start with the basketball. And that 4-point lead. Porish in the corner. Up top for Kohler, hands off to Anderson. Starting 5 on the floor for each squad as we start the second.
You know, that we didn't get a chance to ask Coach Paul about that 3 and how much that sparked that locker room at the end of the half.
Ball tipped and taken away by Morehouse. We'll slow it down at the other end. Anderson back up top to Morehouse. Into the post for Kohler, working against Paul, able to get ball out of bounds off of Kohler. And defense forces a turnover for Concordia Academy.
Again, the slap of the basketball by the Concordia player off the knee of Kohler.
Paul left side for Beardsley, hands off to Walter. 17-footer won't fall, out of the reach of Newman, trying to track it down, able to save it to Agrinas.
Oh, great save by Newman. Just hustled.
Paul working against Kohler, now backs off, in the post, turning to the left hand was Newman, won't fall. And tied up by Newman to get the ball back for her team.
Cardinals have to be more aggressive underneath the basket. She just kind of didn't go after that one very hard, and that's what allowed the Beacons to tie that basketball up. She's got to do a better job of attacking where that basketball is and getting it quickly.
Walter for 3, it's good. She's got 999.
Not tonight.
Obviously.
Oh, that was a big 3 again. Now just a 1-point lead for the Cardinals.
Nyberg looking to answer. Won't fall. Walter controls on the baseline and kicks it ahead for Beardsley. Another 3-pointer. This one time it won't go. Battle on the floor for the rebound. Tied up. This time it goes to Coon Rapids.
Well, good hustle by both clubs going after that loose basketball. Cardinals with the arrow will get possession, and the Beacons are going to come out and pressure right away off the inbound.
Porish at the back door, able to score.
And that's the price you pay for the defense down court. So you get an opportunity for an extra player, and Porish with the bucket.
Paul across midcourt, left side for Beardsley. Hands off to Walter. Into the paint, blocked by Porish. His second chance won't fall. Newman will be fouled and go to the line to shoot 2.
Call that a Morehouse, and that's her 3rd.
And she will check out shortly as Marina Nyberg awaits her return to the floor. Newman able to hit the first.
In for the Cardinals, number 25, Marina Nyberg. You know, Morehouse is going to stay in the game, and Kohler will come out for Nyberg.
And Newman able to hit them both. It's a 1-point game. Full court pressure again as Anderson tries to evade Paul. Down court for Morehouse. Got Newman in the air, but got caught. Back out to Nyberg. Anderson, Frazier in the corner. Back up top for Nyberg. Chases her back near midcourt. Right side, Megan Morehouse. Nyberg has room. She'll fire the 3. It's off the mark. Newman can't control. Beardsley has it. Able to get away from Anderson. Down court for Walter. Pull-up jumper is high off the glass, and she's got 1,000 and one.
Again, a nice break by Beardsley, and she's able to get the ball. Walter, and the bucket's going to put her over 1,000 career points. Quite an achievement.
And her team has its first lead of the evening. Early in this second half, Anderson foul trying to get to the lane. Will go to the line to shoot 2. This one's going to go against Newman.
You see, trying to take it to the bucket. Newman's going to step up with the body, get contact.
Anderson able to hit the first, tie this one up again.
Here we go. One time. Sweet.
And she hits them both. Coon Rapids 30, Concordia Academy 29.
Big free throws for the Cardinals. And again, you got to give the Beacons credit. They came out, took charge.
And a steal by Morehouse. Lost it off her foot, regains it. Frazier against Beardsley down low and just ran out of her feet.
Well, there's nobody there to help her as well.
Paul underneath for Newman. Trying to get it to Walther and does. Poked away out of bounds. And Concordia will keep it. Timeout. Beacons.
Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate number 12 for Concordia Academy, senior Michaela Walter, now scoring 1,000 points in her high school career.
A nice hand for Michaela Walter on her 1,000 points. Received a coach, a hug from her coach. The Concordia Academy fan section on their feet. And Walther will take a seat.
Well, that's certainly not an easy task to get 1,000 points in your career. That's pretty impressive for that young lady. Obviously, the first time we've seen her play, but obviously well-deserved, well-earned. Over 1,000 points. And there's the bucket that produced it.
High off the glass. It wasn't the prettiest shot.
Nope, doesn't matter.
Of her career, but a meaningful one. Coach Peterson, her team holding on to that 1-point lead. It was once 9 with about 6 minutes left in the first half.
Now, and that's where the consistency issues come into play for Coon Rapids. They're going to have to try and beat them here in the second half.
And Walther just lost the handle on that one. Anderson down court, and Paul steps up to take the charge.
Good defensive play there by Paul. Let's see it again. It was pretty amazing if she got her feet set. I think her feet were still moving, but nonetheless.
Paul for Hegrenus. Left side Beardsley. Up top for Michaela Walther. Down low for Hegrenus. Shoots it over the top. Rebound by Frazier. Nyberg stops up, back up top for Morehouse. Around the horn to Frazier on the left side. Post for Porish. Back out, Nyberg long two, way off. And the rebound by Walther. On the run, gets it to Newman. She's fouled by Morehouse. That's her fourth.
That is her fourth, and now she will have to come out. That will be, got the body, an opportunity for Newman to go to the line. So you see where the infraction happened. Kohler will come back in at the next opportunity.
Newman misses on the first, can still tie from the line with 13:37 remaining in this contest.
Alyssa Moore back in for Concordia.
And she is able to do that.
Saw that 15 points on the night for Newman.
And Walther has 14. The rest of the Beacons bench, 1 point.
Well, you look at the stat sheet for the Beacons, and that's pretty much the way it's been all season. Those two young ladies leading the way, both averaging close to 20 points a game.
Kohler putting it on the floor against Walther. Hands off for Nyberg. Into the corner for Frazier. Anderson will put it on the floor. Backs out against Hegrenus. Right side for Kohler. Into the post, Porish turns to her left and scores.
Again, a nice battle. You talked about it earlier between the two big players underneath for both teams, and Porish with a nice spin gives her
Both
team the
just
lead
sophomores.
back. Yeah.
Driving is Walther, off the glass, won't go, gets her own rebound. Can't get it out in front of the backboard, and Kohler has it. Nyberg pushes it to Porish. Will pump fake, and in on the ball was Moore. It'll stay Coon Rapids basketball.
Yeah, fortunately that will stay the Cardinals' ball. That ball hung up a little bit, but the Beacon player not able to get possession of it. Trying to get that work down low again.
Kohler, a little pump to get Walther in the air. Newman comes over on the double team. Porish just punched it back to Kohler. Goes to the floor, back to Porish. She takes the foul and will go to the line to shoot 2.
Let's see if it's on Newman.
I think it's going to be on Hegrenis.
No, you're right, it is.
2. Relax.
You see Kohler, again, getting stuffed inside.
And then it was just punched right back to her by Porish. Kohler clearly not expecting it. Porish hits the first.
Big free throws for Kaylee Porish here. You see 12 points on the night.
That one is short. And Walther has the rebound, running the other way. Paul. Right side for Moore. Walther for 3, no good. Rebound by Porish.
Good job by Kaylee Porish to go up high and get that board. You talked about earlier limiting shot opportunities. That time Cardinals doing a good job of limiting just to the 1.
Newman trying to get there for the steal. That's going to be an offensive on Porish.
Taking a look at this underneath the basket. I don't know. I don't think she had a position of her feet at all.
She had it even in slow motion.
That's not a good call.
Her body was still moving towards the play. Either way, it's an offensive foul and a turnover, but the Beacons repay the favor.
Yes, exactly. Just what I was going to say.
Brianna Clark on the floor, gets it into Marina Nyberg. Nyberg trying to split a couple of defenders. That one just came kind of shooting out of there. Recovered by Alyssa Moore. Nyberg got a hand in on it. Anderson will get it back to her. Nyberg pulls up. Shot is off the mark. Hegrenis able to recover the rebound.
You got to set your offense up on that play. You get an opportunity.
Cross court it goes to Hegrenis. No one on her as she hits the free throw line, and she drops the jumper.
Now you mentioned that their time letting Hegrenis just step up right at the line and take the shot for the easy bucket.
Well, the Cardinals not giving any of the other Beacons any props because they know Porish, little aggressive, and Hegrenis will take the contact for the foul. That is number 3 on Kaylee Porish.
Number 3 or number 4. They're again trying to go up around Newman and just too much. And that will be the 5th team foul on Coon Rapids. Just 2 for the Beacons.
Concordia Academy trailing by 1 with the ball. Michaela Walther to the lane, back left side for Hegrenis. Inside to Newman. She can't get it to go. In there for the rebound is Clark. Clark into front court.
Newman a little too close inside.
Nyberg gets inside and draws a foul. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. It's going to go against Alyssa Moore. And the Cardinals unable to hit some free throws these last couple of trips that would have helped them maintain a healthy lead.
Well, absolutely, and those are so important. with Porsche out of the game. Newman will check out of the game as well.
And the second one is short. Moore has the rebound, lost her footing, but got it to Beardsley. Hegrenus will get it back to Clara Paul to bring across midcourt. Just about 10 minutes remaining. Moore, a look for three. It's good.
Wow.
Back in front go the Beacons.
As well as the Cardinals played defense in that first half, on that particular play, there was no defense there.
Kohler can't get it to fall. The rebound by Moore. Beardsley in the corner for Concordia, working against Clark, up top for Paul. Underneath, Walter stops and scores.
Yeah, beautiful offensive play set up by the Beacons, allowing Walter to sneak underneath the basket. Also
Clark driving, kicks it out to Anderson. And a timeout, Coon Rapids, and a much needed one, as they have been outscored 15-7 to start this second half.
Yeah, exactly. Not what Coach Debbie Peterson wanted to see from her squad here in the second half, but a beautiful look down low to Walther, and she does a nice job of converting. And to give their team now a 4-point lead, 9-11 remaining in this contest.
You can always find CTN on YouTube, youtube.com/CTN Studios. You can see full live coverage of most of our broadcasts.
Yep.
And then you can also find the replays on there as well.
Yeah, if you don't get a chance to see it live, always go there and get a chance to see a game that we have done.
We've got to get the screens on top. Our screen for the post has been way low, so post.
Coach Paul has to be pretty happy with the way his team has continued to hold momentum starting this second half of play, and now out to a 4-point lead. Megan Morehouse back into the game with those 4 fouls, 9-11 remaining. Anderson into Kohler in the post, turns and faces Walter, kicks it out. Morehouse short jumper off the glass and in.
Yeah, much needed basket by the Cardinals, cut the lead to 2. Now they need to stop on the defensive end.
Well, Concordia has been much better with the basketball as far as not turning it over unforced here in the second half. They were in the first. Beardsley driving high off the glass, won't go. Kohler the rebound. And Morehouse will bring it up court slowly.
Well, I think
Anderson.
Coach Peterson said slow things down, set your offense up, look for opportunities, don't force anything.
Walter pokes that one away, recovered by Paul in the corner. She'll get up court, trying to bring numbers for the green team. Walter backs out, cross court. Beardsley getting into the lane, kicks out for Moore. Moore stops up, taken away by Brianna Clark. Clark running 1v2. Got tripped up and will get the foul.
Again, a nice play here by the Cardinals, and then again, the important thing for her was to just hold it up and let your teammates catch up with you and set something offensively. Fortunately for the Cardinals, they'll be able to do that now. They'll be able to get the inbounds pass, try to set something up on the offensive end.
Anderson in for Nyberg. Nyberg trying to get Newman out away from the basket. Hands off to Morehouse. And now Nyberg will recover in the corner up top for Morehouse. Anderson on the left side. Back to Nyberg. Anderson working against Moore. Finds room, kicks it out. Frazier's shot is too much on it. Newman has the rebound along the baseline.
Now with Porsche on the lineup, it's much more difficult for the Cardinals to work the ball underneath. And defensively, the Beacons know that, so they're going to spread it wide and make them look for a perimeter shot and hope to get the rebound.
Well, with Walter on the bench, Newman has a little bit of a mismatch against Nyberg, but you'd think it worked to their favor in the offensive end, but that pass where Nyberg could get hands on it, comes away with the steal, knocked away and saved along the baseline by Paul. Beardsley on the run. And no contact as Beardsley runs through it. Cardinals running the other way. Clark in against three, batted away by Newman. Paul from the corner. Right side for Alyssa Moore. It'll stay Concordia basketball out off of Morehouse.
Morehouse has certainly had to be careful there too because she's playing with 4 personals. 6:42 remaining.
Inbounded to Newman in the corner. Working against Kohler up top for Ella Beardsley. Right side. Paul backs out against Anderson. Newman in the post, spins to the left. This time it's short. Rebound by Alyssa Moore. Out to Beardsley. Her shot was off, and then Newman had the rebound, lost it off her foot out of bounds. Still a 37-35 lead for Concordia Academy. They trail by as many as 9 in the first half.
You see the deep just bouncing off the foot. Porsche now back in the lineup for Coon Rapids. And they need her presence underneath for sure.
Porish back out to Nyberg, has time for 3, and she nails it. Coon Rapids back in front, 38-35.
Big three-point shot for Nyberg as she's able to spot up and drain it.
Walther pulls up on the baseline, won't go. Porish the rebound.
Cardinals got away with one because they left an off defender on Walter, and she went right around
Morehouse for 3, and she hits it.
Wow. A couple of back-to-back threes for the Cardinals, and now giving them a 4-point lead.
And that's on 2 consecutive trips.
Yep.
They've scored the last 8 points since their timeout. Walter into the corner. Shannon Moore able to recover it. Down low to Newman, back out to Moore. Beardsley up top. Hands off to Walter. She'll try for 3. She'll hit it.
Well, not much Nyberg could have done on that. She had her defensively, but she just spotted up from a long ways out and dropped it.
That's cuts the lead to 1. And then a turnover at the other end. Good defensive play by Shannon Moore along the baseline. Paul, right side for Walter. Another three-pointer, but that's blocked by Nyberg. Ball is tipped right back to her. Now running the court, 1v2, challenges Beardsley and scores.
It's a nice play by Nyberg. She did that earlier on her one trip down, but she got in too close to the basket, not get the layup, and she's able to put that up and in. And she comes over to the bench. I don't know if she pulled something in her stomach. Just a little bit of pain over there. A big basket for the Cardinals puts that lead back to 3 with 4:34 remaining in the contest.
Again, you hear the message from Coach Peterson: when we have the ball, we have to slow it down. Although it paid off for Nyberg to take it on the run against 2 defenders.
That time it did. The time before, she got in a little too close and was not able to do anything with the basketball. That time it paid off well for her.
Clara Paul met by Nicole Frazier as she crosses midcourt, backs off. Newman in the high post against Porish. Working to her right and scoring. She knows she can go right at Porish with those 3 fouls.
Yeah, she definitely does not want to pick up her 4th in this situation, but She also still has to remain aggressive defensively.
Porish will draw the foul at the other end and go to the line and shoot 2.
Well, that'll be on Newman.
Yes.
I'm not sure how many she has.
That's only her second, I
second?
believe. Third.
Third.
It is her third.
Yeah.
Hit every part of the rim before going through it, but a big free throw at a crucial point for Coon Rapids.
Oh, they're huge. They're huge free throws. You have to make every opportunity count in this situation. Just up by 2.
And able to hit them both. 45-42 Coon Rapids. Beardsley right side for Walter. Hegrenes into the post for Newman. Gets underneath of Porish but misses. Nyberg will get to midcourt and slow down.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Just control your offense. Don't rush to take a shot. There's no shot clock here, so you have all day to continue.
They can possess the ball for the next
They
3:35
could.
and win this ball game.
We've seen that
Nice
before.
movement to Morehouse along the baseline, and she scored.
Beautiful basket. Morehouse able to find that little bit of a seam and able to get past the defender. And thanks to that beautiful pass, puts the Cards up by 5 now.
Walther pump fake, steps inside. The 15-footer's off the mark. Porish tips, can't control. Paul has it, but the pass is picked off by Morehouse. On the run, stops up, tucks under, and scores.
We'll see a timeout, I'm sure, here soon by Coach Paul. Now team trailing by 7, under 3 minutes remaining. Cardinals weathered that storm, did a nice job of increasing the lead. Now defensively, we're going to have to continue to stay strong.
And there is that timeout. 2:47 on the clock, and the lead for Coon Rapids back to 7. Largest it has been since late in the first half.
Yeah, and that's a good sign for the Cardinals because, you know, we've seen them, and certainly in years past in the game that we did, just not able to continue to play 2 good halves of basketball. They certainly have here tonight, Joe. And again, this is a big play by Morehouse, who's able to step around Walther and get the bucket for the 7-point lead. Well, if you don't know, we're on Facebook. Where have you been? We're on Facebook. We're all over social media, but definitely check us out. CTN Studios on Facebook. Make sure you like us. Make sure you look for your friends or yourselves. Tag them. Don't forget.
So the Cardinals took a timeout when Concordia Academy had outscored them 15-7 to start that second half. Since that point, the Cardinals have outscored them 16-5. It's a pretty good run.
It is definitely a good run.
Walther runs to the paint. Pass is tipped. Scramble on the floor. Paul comes away with it. Gets it to Beardsley. Backs out against Anderson. Up top, Walther. Left side for Paul. Tried to reverse, but hit the underside of the backboard. Beardsley and Anderson tie up. It'll be Beacon ball.
Good job by Anderson to fight for control of that basketball. I like the fact that even though the possession arrow went back to the Beacons, she did a good job as Walther gets in too close.
Pass is tipped.
Almost
Frazier
tipped in.
recovers. Nyberg will slow it down again. Anderson down low to Morehouse. Backdoor for Porsche. Had a little trouble, but still able to put it home. It's 51-42.
She was able to regroup nicely, and again, that's a big bucket for the Cardinals. Puts them up by 9, under 2 minutes. A lot of pressure on the Beacons.
Ball trap kicks it out to Newman. Right side for Hegrenes. Her long jumper won't fall. Rebound by Morehouse. Still kind of loose. Morehouse recovers on the run. Stops up. Shot won't fall. Porish is there. Putback won't go. Porish battling. Newman able to recover. Yeah, a lot of pressure for the Beacons as Walther runs the floor and scores.
Well, now we're going to see the Beacons again with the pressure defense. Cardinal
turn
the
the
ball over.
Turnover to Paul. She can't score. Gets the rebound back and plays it out of bounds off of Frazier.
The Cardinals have to avoid this kind of situation. They have to continue to be aggressive. You know, with that lead, they can't sit back. They're going to have to continue to keep the ball away.
Three-pointer for Walther is good. And the lead is down to 4.
Wow, you talk about a change back to the Beacon sideline. Again, you turn the ball over and you give it to your star, and she's able to drop it.
And extra opportunities on the offensive end for Concordia Academy have them right back in this contest with 1:06 on the clock.
Now we'll see how quickly that Concordia will follow Coon Rapids once they have the ball. Certainly just trailing by 4. I don't think they may not this trip down depending on the circumstance, but they're going to have to, with only 1:06 remaining, they're going to have to regain possession of the basketball. Cardinals, on the other hand, just going to continue to have to play a good game. They're going to have to avoid turning the ball over, and that's the big thing here in the last 1:06.
Well, they need to make their next 1 or 2 offensive opportunities pay off.
Absolutely.
Because they had the Beacons at the breaking point.
Yeah, and they were
a 7-point lead with.
Well, they had a 9-point lead.
A 9-point lead.
And they were close to a nice look underneath that would have given them an 11-point lead.
Yeah, and then an 8-0 run for the Cardinals ended with the Walther runner, and then Concordia's their next possession, they had 2 looks, and then on the third, after the ball went out of play, the convert with Walther hitting the 3.
Going to see a whole lot of pressure, obviously.
And a turnover. Walther will lead the rush to Beardsley. Can't finish. Rebound by Frazier. The steal by Newman. Newman can't get it to fall. Morehouse in for the rebound. She'll find a little bit of open floor. Morehouse on the run. Porish alone underneath. She scores.
How do you not follow her before she's able to deliver that pass? That was a big bucket for Coon Rapids, pushed the lead back to 6.
Three-pointer for Walther is good again, under 30. Nyberg slows it down to 20 seconds. And there's the bump. It'll send Nicole Frazier to the line. No, it won't. They have fouls to give.
Yeah, they had a foul to give.
So they have it. Yeah, this is a little late for them, I think,
Right.
They had fouls to give. They had to burn those up. This will be 2 more seconds at least. And really, Anderson should be running all the way back to her own baseline.
Absolutely.
Trying to avoid the contact for Coon Rapids.
Absolutely. And
the next one will put them in the bonus. Be a 1-1.
Coach Peterson calling the timeout here with 14.5 seconds remaining. A slim 3-point lead for Coon Rapids. They're trying to capture their first win of the season and win this first holiday game to go to the final tomorrow.
Well, and they need points on this possession. Even one free throw would make it a two-possession game, and that's huge with under 15 to play. Walther is definitely hot. She's got that last 8 points.
So if it's a situation where we can go strong and score a layup right now, we'll take it. When we get the ball, we'll take it. Okay, understand? And then we can call a timeout. So if we've got a chance to score a layup, score, we'll get the timeout and we'll play defense again. Okay? Let's go for a 5 count. If they get it in, it's red right now. Okay? If they get it in, it's red right now.
Heard Coach Paul talking about defensive strategy.
Take the 2-point if you can get it. We'll call the timeout. We'll play strong defense.
They want the 5-second violation, but if that ball is in play, they need to take that foul. They get it into Anderson, who is able to get around Hegrenes without getting a foul. Walther finally comes over and bumps her, and Carly Anderson will go to the line. 10.2 remaining.
Well, now, Joe, with 10 seconds left, this is huge. This is a huge free throw opportunity for Coon Rapids. Big little pressure for Carly Anderson here.
And she's able to hit the first and earn the second.
Huge.
Now a 2-possession game. And she hits them both. That's why the inbound went to her. And that should just about seal the deal. Beacons will race down court, stolen away by Morehouse. And the Cardinals are going to win with 55-50 victory.
Well, they get their first win of the year in an important holiday game for them because they needed some momentum to come back on their side. They needed to get that first win of the season to get that taste in their mouths of what it is like to win. And this was a big game for them because they were up. Give credit to Concordia because they did a nice job of taking the lead. They came out really strong in that second half to start, outscoring the Cardinals. But Coon Rapids didn't give up. They came back and they fought hard and they were able to get the win, Joe.
Well, we will take a break, see if we can get a little bit of post-game reaction. We'll be back to South St. Paul right after this on CTN.
Preventing wildfires. That's all Smokey wants for his 70th birthday.
Back at South St. Paul High School, Coon Rapids a 55-50 win over Concordia Academy in the first round of the South St. Paul Holiday Classic. We're joined now by head coach Deb Peterson. And Coach, it has to feel good to get that monkey off your back.
Oh my goodness, first win is always the toughest, and that proved true today.
Coach, what did you talk to your girls about in the locker room? You know, they came out strong and got that lead from you, but I thought your girls did a nice job persevering and getting the lead back and holding on at the end.
All we said was you got to believe, play for each other, play through this together, and let's go get a win. And like you said, they fought hard through to the end, so I could not be more proud of these girls.
Yeah, especially the last 10 minutes or so of that second half. They had fallen behind in a game that they had led most of the way. It's easy to kind of get down, but they did a great job of slowing it down and seeing things open up for them, moving the ball around really well at the end.
Yeah, we got a little selfish there for a little bit, which allowed Concordia to get back into it. I mean, we forced some shots that we probably shouldn't have. But once they settled down and started using all their teammates and using the whole court, offense went really well for us.
Coach, you talked about consistency and something that was lacking in this season so far, but you really have to like the way the girls stayed consistent to get you that win.
Yeah, and now we just got to go out and do the same thing tomorrow.
Well, congratulations on this victory. Good luck again tomorrow. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
We will take another quick break, and we'll be back to wrap things up from South St. Paul High School after this.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
Concordia Academy with a great stretch to start the second half. They had already trimmed the lead to 4. They were able to turn it into their favor and had a lead at 4 points. Of course, the big bucket for Michaela Walter as she went over 1,000 points in her career. And she really sparked that long run. And then the players not named Walter or Newman got involved, and they really opened up. Cardinals come back, and they, as we talked about, spread the floor. A great little 1-2-3 pass with Megan Morehouse finishing it off. Morehouse, a great game tonight, played with 4 fouls most of that second half, but able to get it done on both ends. She gets the steal that finished it, as well as the assist to Porish, who was all alone underneath late in the game. again, helping them maintain that lead. And then Carly Anderson, huge pressure free throws with 10 seconds left, and she makes them count.
Yeah, I thought those free throws at the end of the game were huge, Joe. And you know, Porsche had spent a little time on the bench with her 3 personals. When she came back, that offense again just changed, and they were able to work the ball underneath. She was able to become a defensive presence again underneath. And I think that's really what was the key for Coon Rapids, to kind of spark that little bit of a comeback in order to retake that lead and close it out at the end.
Well, this is just the start of the holiday tournament calendar. We have more coming up for you on Monday. 2 different games, 2 different sports, 2 different locations. We'll be on the run. The CTN crew will descend on Fridley for the boys basketball tournament, where Coon Rapids takes on my alma mater, Minneapolis Southwest. And then later that evening, back at the Coon Rapids Ice Center, the 2nd annual Cardinal Cup. Coon Rapids hosting Cambridge Ice Sandy in first round action. Saturday, January the 3rd, the boys hockey teams return to conference action, hosting Armstrong Cooper. We will be there for that one. All of those contests coming up for you live on CTN. But that is going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Mr. Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying goodnight.